Okay. Hello everyone. So previous classes we have already discussed about blockchain. Devashi sir, Aditya sir, Tom sir, any
Yes,
doubts?
Yes, sir.
No, still not now.
Okay, thank you. So just we go for review. Okay. So
Sure.
previous classes we have already discussed about the blockchain. So Devashi sir, actually till now we have a basic idea about blockchain. So what is that blockchain? And just a brief, just a simple one, a brief description.
Blockchain is a technology in which we maintain a data in a block, in a block type of thing, and we connect each of block with the key, encrypted key, and it can be growable, and it cannot be it is immutable, but it cannot be changed at any time, and
It is like a ledger,
Thank you. Yes, it's like ledger.
permanent, cannot be changed, and chronologically ordered, right?
ordered.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
and highly
It is
secure.
secure.
Highly secure.
It's a secure also. Yes. So previous classes we have already discussed about blockchain. So basically we know that blockchain is basically constantly growing ledger because we know that each ledger will be created and that cannot be changed permanently. We have to grow permanently. Okay. And second part is that it is secure. We know it very well. Previous classes we have discussed because once the information is secured, it is locked inside the blockchain. And chronological means already we know that it will depends upon the previous transaction. Every transaction actually happens after the previous one. Okay. And immutable means we know that it can never be changed. So this is the basic blockchains we have yesterday, previous classes we have already discussed. This is the most important part of the blockchain. Second part is that today we'll discuss about relating the Plutus. Okay. Just I'm sharing the slide. What is that Plutus? Before I share the slide, so previous classes we have discussed about Cardano. Okay. So Cardano is a what? It's a public blockchain platform. And it is also a open source decentralized and basically based on proof of stake. Because previous class, Narendra sir already told you that this is basically called as a proof of stake. But Ethereum is based on proof of work. That means what? It can do in case of peer-to-peer transaction with internal cryptocurrency. What is the cryptocurrency of Cardano? It is the Agar. Okay. So this is the most important part of the Cardano. And Cardano development actually begins in which year? Initially it started from 2015. Okay. And the person who was the developer of this Cardano is Charles Hankinson. Previous question also we have already discussed these things. And he is the actually real co-founder of Ethereum. Okay. So Charles Hoskinson actually what? Initially he founded the Ethereum. Then after that he launched the Cardano development in 2015. And the Cardano is launched in 2017 because it started in 2015 but launched the platform in 2017. This is the most important part of the Cardano concept. And Cardano blockchains mainly build, actually what is the most important part? This is based on Web3 technology, it's the third generation blockchain. Okay, this is the one of the biggest advantage here is that once Cardano is actually working on third generation blockchain. And the most important part is that it builds a smart contract itself Because today our next class will go for discussion about the UTXO model. So before we discuss about this model, first I'm just giving a hint that every blockchain that is built by the Cardano is automatically built with a smart contract. And it creates also decentralized applications. That is the protocol which has been defined. And the protocol is a proof of stake. This stake defines that this contract will not done by any person. It is a protocol. It is done automatically. Okay. So that smart contract and the application will work in a decentralized. So just a interrupt. I'll ask you what is the difference between a centralized and decentralized application? Anyone can say?
Decentralized means there is no dependency in each other. They're not
Yes.
dependent.
Very good answer. Thank you, sir. Anyone? Devashi sir? Ron sir?
Decentralization means the power is distributed, so one person uh, cannot have the authority to change all the things. So the responsibility will be divided among the stakeholders. So only one person cannot modify or cannot change the data, and
Yes.
there will be robustness will be there due to, and that will be fail safe.
Yes. Thank you, Ron sir. And the sir and thank you, Ron sir. Thank you. Both are same concept. That's why the blockchain came to existence. Because previously what happened, everything is working on a centralized form. So one server is there who is controlling the entire system. That means it is all the other systems are depending on a particular part. But here it is basically called as a peer-to-peer. That's why in the just previously I told you, it's a peer-to-peer transaction, just like in a peer-to-peer network and a centralized server network. That means what peer-to-peer means each and every entity, every user, okay, every node is independent of other nodes. They have its own data, and the other entity is having its own data, and they can just share the data. One cannot modify the other data, and another can modify the other data. That is the biggest advantage of peer-to-peer transaction. That's why it is called as a decentralized application. But previously what happened, everything is based on centralized. The server is there, a backup server is there, a print server is there, all are depending on that server. Once the server will be blocked, then all the other nodes will be automatically functionless. This is one of the biggest demerits of centralized concept. But after this blockchain is coming, not blockchain, previously this decentralization is also working. But due to this smart contract, so basically it is working on a decentralized application. Okay, thank you to all of you. So decentralized means this is the protocol. The protocol defined. The protocol is being defined. Protocol means we know that it's a set of rules and regulations. It automatically regulates. It automatically works everything. Just like we are now moving the vehicle in the highway. Our protocol defines that in India, we have to always move in the left-hand side. We have to drive in the left-hand side. We cannot drive in the right-hand side. But the protocol of USA defines that we have to drive in the right-hand side, not in the left-hand side. People go for this, violate the protocol, then you will be punishable. Same way, in the total entire networking architecture, the protocol is defined here, the sets of rules and regulations, which is used to maintain the entire applications. Here the protocol defines that everything is based on decentralized application, and the applications are built on smart contracts, and smart contracts are not a specific entity. It is a written format code which is doing everything automatically. Because if it is a single entity, then it will be very difficult to handle, because that whenever any transaction will be done, finally, once the transaction is settled, the rest amount should be returned back to the respective accounts. This is not an account, we can say the respective blocks. This is the how the entire blockchain is working. So that's why this is the ability, mainly it is sending and receiving fund, okay, for any minimal thing. Just example, for example, Bhubaneswar BDA will decide that you want to sell a plot in, suppose, Bhubaneswar area. So he just give a notice to every person that you have to apply the space. If you want to purchase the space of the plot, you have to apply it with a form with minimal deposit of 50,000, 20,000, or 30,000. Then you have to deposit for bidding purpose. Because the plot may be cost 4 lakhs, 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 20 lakhs, it depends. So after that, if many people are giving that single plot, the bid will be arise. Once the bid will be arise, the who is giving the maximum bid will be raised that fund. But the previous, the small amount which has been taken by the entity, the video, you will return the amount, but sometimes it fails. Because here one entity is managing, one particular person is managing. That is the one of the difficulties, problems arises in whenever we are doing any transaction, in basically manually or in any other technology or anything. But the blockchain is that whenever you go for the contract, a particular entity is not there to hold the contract. It is defined by the protocol of the blockchain, Cardano. Define that this smart contract is defined as per the sets of rules and regulations. Once the transaction is over, and the rest will do automatically. So here, not a particular entity is controlling the particular smart contract. The fund, the receiving fund and sender fund receiving the fund to do any business, okay, in this application. That's the only things I have to tell you that this is the basics part of the Cardano blockchain. Here, all of you, any doubt is there? Anybody, any question? Aditya sir, any doubt?
No, sir.
Now it's clear?
Yes.
Son sir?
Yes, yes,
Devasi sir? Clear?
yes.
Okay, thank you.
Clear, sir.
So now you just a simple way that we know that Cardano is a public blockchain. It's a peer-to-peer transaction based on proof of stake, and it is built smart contracts and creates decentralized applications as per the sets of rules and protocols. This is the final concept of the Cardano blockchain, and it is based on third generation concept blockchain. Okay. So now I'm just going to share you that here in the Cardano, we have already we have already covered the Haskell, the language of the Cardano. Then we are now proceeding towards the another language that is called as Plutus. That is also programming language, and that Plutus is basically used for smart contract writing. Okay, and it is also fully supported by the Haskell because the main core programming of the Plutus is based on Haskell. Just like we are reading the Java or .NET or whatever thing, in Java, whenever we are reading it, the core Java is the core part of the Argus part. Whenever we are doing any Spring Boot or whether we are doing any Struts or whether we are doing in JSP, so we should have the basic knowledge or expertise in core Java. Same way, whenever we work from the Plutus, we should have the knowledge on Haskell. So we have already covered Haskell. So in the Plutus programming language, it's the most important part in the programming language where we have to perform the transaction, different type of transactions. What type of transaction? Just I told you that it will be based on smart contracts. Okay, on the rules or regulations of UTXO model. What is UTXO model? That we're going to discuss later. Okay, but simple concept that I just give a UTXO. Anyone who can say what is the UTXO full form? Anyone can say that? Son sir? UTXO. Aditya sir? Devasi sir?
No, sir.
No, no.
idea.
on spent. U means on spent. TX means transaction. O means output. That will discuss later. Next class will discuss all these things. So just I'm giving the hint because this is the main key role of this. UTXO model. Initially, it is working, Ethereum is working on UTXO model, on spend transaction output. What is that? We'll discuss that one. But Cardano is based on EUTXO, extended on spend transaction output. Means what is extended? Extended means UTXO plus that particularly I told you the smart contracts with the blockchain. Okay, that part is basically based on the UTXO model. What is UTXO model? We'll discuss after that with diagrammatical on the thing. Just I'm going to share the slide where we can discuss about the specific parts of the Plutus. So that we'll discuss about the core Plutus. What is a core Plutus? Just 1 minute, we'll just wait. I'll just share it, the slide. Okay. So now it's visible to everyone?
No, sir, it is not visible.
No, no,
It's not visible.
no.
Not visible, sir.
Sir, I think there might be some network issue.
Yes, yes.
Uh,
Just 1 minute. Just.
Yeah, you can send me that Word file, I'll share.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, let me share my screen.
Okay, just wait. This is sir is going to share the slide. There is some problem in my system.
Please let me know once you see my screen.
Okay, not visible.
Yes.
Okay, this is sir. Okay, so now what is Cardano? Just I have basic giving the basic ideas. Okay, the entire part is not written here, just basic knowledge I'm giving you. So now, what is Cardano already discussed, what is blockchain we have already discussed, what is DApp we have already discussed, and we know what is ADA. Okay, so basically ADA is mean, you know that it's a currency of the blockchain. Okay, now you can see that. So basically here what I'm defining that Cardano is the native token. Okay, so after that we'll go for the Plutus. Now what is native token, that is already discussed in the blockchain. Okay, basically it's a fungible and non-fungible. That's the two part we have written here. You can see here. The fungible token means it's a value, where non-fungible token is equals a real world entity. Can you define what it is? Anyone? Fungible and non-fungible? Fungible and non-fungible? See that fungible means just like we have already doing all the transaction through the Bitcoin. We have already doing the Bitcoins. This is a fungible token, but the non-fungible token is what? It is based on real world entity, just like we can use in case of application, we can use in case of medicals, whether you want to sell any old car, okay, or new car, whatever things. These are the basically based on the real world entities. That's why the blockchain, this is the third generation blockchain based on the real world entities. That's why it is called as a proof of stake. Okay. Okay. So next part is that what is Plutus? Because we know previously I just told you that Plutus programming language is based on the smart contract. So what is a Plutus? That is written here. What is a Plutus? Basically, I told you that basically it is used to write the smart contract. Okay. And here what you can see that I defined that Plutus, Marlow, this is the most important part. Okay. Plutus and Marlow. Marlow means basically previous process we have already discussed. Marlow is basically based on financial smart contract. Okay. But Marlow is not a language. It is just a graphical entity where we can just drag and drop and you will get the output. If you know about if somebody have or your anyone was run the basic logics, just like in MIT, basically we are using the MIT Android where we can have a drag and drop concept. Okay, everything is on a drag and drop, just like Marlow is based on drag and drop. And Plutus is a language where we have to write the code, and it is basically means a language. Okay, it is not a domain specific language. Okay, but here what Marlow is basically domain specific means, what the domain specific it is basically used for financial smart contract. Its main purpose is it's specific, it is defined. The design is defining, the architecture is defined, the graphical point is there, the gates are there, logic gates are there. You just drag and drop and design the application only for financial contract. But in Plutus, you can write gaming, you can write any hello world programming, you can write any crowdfunding game, you can write any bits, you can write anything. This is the biggest advantage of writing everything in Plutus. Plutus is basically a programming language. So Marlow is not a specific programming language. Okay, clear? And Glow is just like also same thing. It is also specifically used for the building smart contract. Same. It is also domain specific and it is also used for similar to Marlow as a smart contract. Okay. So now I'm not going to explain all these things because after that we are going to go for all these things. Okay. And all the DApp, basically the distributed applications, we can basically use in case of Plutus where we can define them. Okay. Now, coming to the next part, Cardano blockchain and Plutus, where I already defined Cardano blockchain and Plutus. Okay. Here, what you can see that I've given only basic 4 points. Allo is a DSL, domain specific language for financial contract. Just I've given a highlighted point. Plutus is a Tony completely programming language, which I told that it is non-domain specific language. Okay. And the Glow is a just like DSL, just like in case of Android. Whenever we are doing a Android programming, mobile application programming, in case of Android, we have to go to the studio, we have to write these basic codes, all these things. But if anyone having knowledge, just like Cordova, okay, we just build HTML code, simply HTML code, CSS code, and through this Cordova, we just build the application, and it automatically create a app in a mobile. Just you click the app, then you can run this. That means what? You build the app either in case of Android, either in case of Windows application, either in case of Mac OS, anywhere. Either in case of your different technology where you can run the applications, you can compile it. So that is the basically concept of your Glow is there. And Solidity is just basically working on the Ethereum side. Solidity is basically the language which is used for Ethereum. But Solidity is not based on Cardano technology. It is only based on Ethereum. It's a language of Ethereum. Okay, we have to use Plutus language for Cardano technology. And if we do any graphically work, then we go for the Magno or Glow that we can use for other purpose. Okay. Now, so till now we have already basic knowledge. What is the basic concept of Plutus, Marlow, and Glow? Okay. Now, I'll give one basic concept here. Whenever we do any Plutus application or whatever thing that, we have to do the proper installation process in our system. And I just request all of you go for Linux. It will be easy to do the work. In Windows, it is not possible to perform the task. So if you want to really execute the applications, you have to follow the Unix platform. And that will mainly you can use the Ubuntu or anything, but it's best used to work Plutus on Linux platform. Okay, we are also going to tell you how the Plutus is going to be run in an online application. There is a playground is there. After that, we'll discuss that. Okay. But we have to remember that we have to perform all the tasks in a locally, and we have to install all the application and all the installation process. We're going to share you. Okay, and just give a brief concept how we are going to execute it, because it's not possible to show you in the system. So we just share the content, how you have to execute, how to run it in your Ubuntu or any Linux machine or Unix machine. That's the most important part. We have to follow it. Otherwise, it is very difficult to execute. Okay. Otherwise, you can also use the macOS. It's not problem. Either you can use the Ubuntu or in the macOS. But still now I am just using only Ubuntu part. I am not using the macOS. And if you need the anyone macOS, then also we can give you the written document how you are going to perform the task. Also some links where you get the helps. Okay. Anyone, any doubt? Devashish sir, clear?
Yes, clear.
Sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Yes, sir.
So you have to follow the rules. Okay. Now, just now I told
So,
you.
sir, there are a few questions here.
Yes, you can ask me.
So, you told sometime before that about that UTXO, right?
Yes, sir.
So,
UTX.
this UTXO is actually used by Cardano or all the cryptocurrencies?
All, everywhere. Ethereum also using UTXO.
Okay. So, it is the UTXO is a transaction language or what exactly it is?
Yeah. On spend transaction output. That part I will tell you graphically. Everything we will discuss graphically. Just first let's cover this concept. Okay. Then in case of UTX model, we will just go for the entire detail because that will take one class, complete class on UTX modeling. Okay, just today, just let me complete this one. Okay, because I have only few minutes to left because I have to go to the hospital. So just after 15 minutes, I have to leave. So just let me complete this one. I'll tell you. Okay,
Oh, okay, sir.
because UPS is a complete model that will take one class, 1 hour class, complete 1 hour class. How the process is working, how the flow is working, how everything processed on, what is the process, how the diagrammatically how it is works, every data how it is moving, whenever somebody is doing transaction, how it is spent, how unspent item became the how it's working, what is the data redeemer and context species, how it's working, every process we have to discuss. Then we have a basic knowledge how the entire architecture is working. Then we'll write a program on purpose. Yes. So now, same concept also we are going to discuss about all these things. Okay. So already we have discussed that Plutus basically it's a smart contract and basically it is running in the supported by the Haskell language also. Okay. And basically we have to use the wallet and whatever things we have to have, create a wallet where we have to do the operation, how we have to build the application, whether we are doing crowdfunding. Always we need a wallet because until unless you have a fund, you cannot do any operation. That will know it better. Okay, this is the most important part of the another programming language of Plutus where we have to go for always users wallets. Because you know that we have always wallet in our pocket because whenever we go outside, anything we have to perform, any purchase, anything we have to petrol or in goods, anything, or we want to eat, we need our wallets. Because if you do not have a wallet with a money inside your wallet, then it is very difficult to do any work outside the home. Okay, anything we have to purchase, that's it, we need a wallet. So, and that's why this Plutus basically based on this the smart contract, and that is I told you that is a proof of stake. Okay, and here every part is defined with a endpoint. That is the one of the biggest advantage of Plutus. Every part is defined with the endpoint. How to start, how to end. Everything is defined with the endpoint, and that defines the behavior of the smart contract. Every endpoint, whenever we write a program, what is endpoint? What is endpoint? Because whenever you start a bit, and you have to give an endpoint that, okay, after 1 hour or after 2 hours or after 3 hours or after 4 hours, I have to stop my bid because you cannot continue the bid. Anyone, anywhere, you can see that bid is not continuing for a long term. It is bid will be continuing for a short term. Whenever you are going for playing or any playing a game, you have to complete within a specific time period. So that's why this is the most important part that you have to specify the endpoint so that the smart contract behavior can perform the task. Otherwise, you cannot define a smart contract. That's why we always remember that every part always have its own endpoints. So you have to define a one point. And these endpoints, most important remember that these endpoints are basic functions to execute the wallet. Whenever we want to create a wallet, and that wallet will always be executed till there is no endpoints. Because endpoint function always execute that wallet. That's why whenever this wallet is executed, then the entire operation is performed. Okay, so these basically called as off-chain function and on-chain function. And here basically on-chain is done by the core Plutus, the Plutus itself, but the off-chain is done by the user's choice because user have to perform this off-chain performance. Remember that whenever the blockchain is performing any operation, there is two functions is there we are using. That is one is called as off-chain function basically. The second part is called the on-chain. Here you can see the diagram. Okay, written here off-chain and on-chain. On-chain is done by the Plutus core programming language. Plutus core that is written in that language. Okay, and it will specifically depending on that core language, and any transaction user have to do it. So that will be based on the off-chain. Any user will perform the task that will be based on the off-chain. Okay, what is on-chain and what is off-chain, that we will going to discuss later on. Just have a basic, complete this task. What is this off-chain, on-chain? Okay, this on-chain and off-chain, basically we are going to discuss on UTX model. In that UTX model, we will be clear how it actually performing, and the entire process will be done. And this is the diagrammatical what I have defined here. You can see here. Mainly, I define that Plutus core is basically handling the entire ledger of the on-chain, and the Plutus application where we are performing or we are writing everything, wallet, the ledger, the application that is mainly called as Plutus application PAP, Plutus libraries are there, Plutus transaction is there, compiler design is there, everything there through the user machine. It is basically defined in the user's machine where we have to run on the user's machine. Okay, but on-chain is the core program which run in the blockchain. This is the most important part we have to remember. Okay, we'll discuss later the details on the later on. Just let me cover this one. Here the entire platform is, I have told you that. So Plutus platform is just a what? Smart contract where we are writing the smart contract application, which will be working on the distributed ledgers and the scripting capabilities in particular to the Cardano blockchain. For example, suppose that whenever user have to perform, just like you are end user, so you have to just give a request from where a third-party application will be there. Suppose we are using a programming in the React or any Angular, where it will be client side will be interacted, where we have to perform the task. But whenever we do the task, whenever we provide some data, automatically that will be done in the Plutus application background automatically. That is the biggest advantage of Plutus platform. Okay, so here we can see that Cardano blockchain and Plutus. Okay, the diagram, the black diagram. Down. Okay, you can see that this is the main architecture. Okay, all of you can see it. Here, this is the most important because till now, whatever I told you, just see the diagram properly. One side is, you can see that user is there. Okay, here what you can say that a user where wallet is to be defined or any UI, web UI. Web UI means first like just we are doing the programming in the React application, whether we are developing application in the any other new applications are there, okay, or Angular is there. So through web UI or through the wallet. Here the Cardano wallet that is basically we are using here. Okay, lots of URI is there, LUDS is there, lots of things are there. Through the wallet we can directly interact or through any web UI we can also interact. This is the user part. End user means thing that programming is already developed. So we are all end users because we are not developing application. We are just sending a request through the wallet or through the UI. That's the most important part is there. Whenever you send the UI, whenever you send a request, so it will go to the Plutus application framework. This is the most important framework. Here the framework is done. We can see that in the framework how it's done. It is based on Plutus application backend. And whenever you are working with the Plutus application backend, what is doing that? The client interface is there, application interface is there, Plutus application is there, Plutus playground is there, application library is there. Whenever you write, whenever you go for the playground, there we can discuss how it is actually working here. A client interface means the UI. UI may be designed in the user interface and maybe UI UX designing. It may be in the React or Angular or any other technology. So through which we have to interact and through which it will work on the application interface. Any programming language we have to do it, and that application interface is basically called as the Plutus application. Here we are using the Plutus application. But the client interaction interface maybe the React, but Plutus application is based on the core programming language. That is Plutus core programming language. Now, that Plutus playground, where the application we have to authorize, that will be in the playground. Just I told you, we need a playground where we have to write a program. Means this will be authorized by the playground. In the playground, we have to write a Plutus application. And that particularly is going to using the libraries. Which libraries? Just I have told you, whenever you are doing the Plutus programming language, we need Haskell, because Haskell is the core programming language. So we need the Haskell, the core language, to be integrated with the Plutus to perform the task. And that is called as Plutus Haskell SDK. Okay. So this is the most important part, the Plutus Haskell SDK. Okay. So that SDK will be written in the Plutus core or Plutus TX, and that is basically called as a Plutus Foundation. Plutus Foundation has developed a concept called as Plutus TX and Plutus core. Plutus core basically interact with the ledger, and where it will perform the ledger. Ledger means that will be each ledger will be created. Already told that ledger, okay, where the data source and ledger is always implemented. So that means each ledger will be what? Okay. But whenever we go for the wallet, what you can see that it will interact with the wallet. But whenever we interact with the UI, it is going to the UI. But whenever going to the wallet, because the wallet itself is designed by the Plutus, whenever we go for the wallet, it directly interact with the wallet background. Okay, and that wallet background will be done by the Plutus application backend. Okay, and every node will be created, and all the applications are executed. Okay, all the applications are executed in the Cardano mainnet. Remember that this is the most important part of the application. It is executed in the Cardano mainnet. So question again arises, what is that mainnet? Hello. Anyone? Anyone? Any doubt in this architecture?
Not now, but I need to go through once again, I think.
Okay.
Mainnet means is it like a platform? Cardano?
Yes. This is the architecture. This is the whole architecture, how the entire application is working. It's the platform, the way it is working. The main platform is the playground where you have to write the code. This is the architecture. Just like Java, if you talk, then we can say that Debian is the entire architecture, how it works. Java virtual machine, because you know that people send a Java code, how it is doing. If writing code, then through the interpreter, whenever interpreted, how it is go to the web and execute it without creating any file, simply running the applications. Same way, this is the entire Plutus architecture, how the entire operation is working. Because whenever we will do any applications, then this is the way we have to do. A user interface, the Plutus application framework, the work which is the operation, and the Plutus foundation, which is being defined with Plutus TX and Plutus core. And the upper part is what we can discuss, the Cardano mainnet. Mainnet means the server. There are two servers there. The mainnet, the real mainnet, which is being created by the Cardano itself. And if you want to create your own server in your machine, then you have to go for a testnet. We have to go for a testnet. Testnet means that will be created locally in your machine. Through the testnet, once it is successfully loaded, then you can connect to the mainnet. Because mainnet means every second, every time, every minute it is updated. We cannot work directly on mainnet, but if you work directly on mainnet, then we have to go for the online platform. But if you go for the offline work, then you have to load into your system. The server will be there. The testnet will be connected to the mainnet. any operation you will do here, it will connect to the mainnet. This is the entire architecture how we are doing the performance. Okay. And we always connect. This is the most first. Remember that this is the most important part, because here what you can see that the user part. There is a two-way you can connect. One way is there, you have to go for UI UX designing, or another way you can directly connect to the wallet. Okay, and if you go for UI UX, because if you go for the wallet through, we know that basically it is based on the coin-based application, because the cryptocurrency, whatever we are doing, it through the wallet we are doing it basically. But if you go for the non-fungible works, just like I told that I want to sell my car, or whether I want to do any operational work or any educational system, then we can also UI UX designing, where we can also perform the application. And all are connected to each other. Here the entire architecture are defining, and automatically you can see that everything is indirectly and directly related to the Haskell. And Plutus Haskell SDK, which is already been defined, and it is called as a Plutus core and Plutus here. And everything is connected to the ledger. Everywhere the block is created, because each ledger is a block which is created and closed, open, close, and the ledger is expanding. That means the entire block is working, the block is increasing, and every block is sensitive, secure, and we know that immutable. That is the biggest advantage, the architecture, what I told you. Okay? Anybody any doubt?
We need to go through this Plutus application framework. Then
Yes,
maybe we will come some questions.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This sir, yes, actually perfectly, because it is the most important part of the program. Because once you have this basic architecture clear, then because we are all experienced people, so we should know the architecture, because till now we are working on the real-world applications, and our main aim is to know the architecture. Because if you are a fresher, then you should not go for the architecture. You can directly write a code. Because once we have an architecture in our brain, then whenever we write a code, then we can define that, yes, this is the way it is moving. So this is the main architecture of the application. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Prasanna sir, is this document uploaded in GitHub now? This
Yes,
document
yes.
is up-
This sir will be uploaded.
Yeah, I'll upload this.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So now the entire this is the most important architecture. So this is a, let's just scroll down. Now this part is going to be over, because I told you that Plutus core and Plutus TX is the main part of the application. Plutus foundation already, I told you that the kernel, who is the kernel? I told you that Plutus foundation. Here the Plutus foundation down the two part, Plutus core and Plutus TX. Okay, this is called as the kernel code. Okay, it is the executing and training. Okay, so everything is based on the trusted kernel, and we have to, like, basically the ledger which has been made, okay, to execute the script, and all the scripts are executed, and they are called as the basically programming languages. Okay, so now that core means basically I told you that it is a basically assembly language. This I have already written here, assembly language, and whenever you go for the TX means whenever you're writing the Plutus core, okay, so it is not the job by the, we are not designing it, we are not writing the code, because it's already written by the assembly language, okay. Similarly, also written by human beings, not matter, but it is already written, and we have to design the compiler platform to compile the subset of the Haskell Plutus core. So this is the, already I told you, basically while we compiling the code, on-chain Plutus core and part into the off-chain application. So this is the most important part. Off-chain is basically in the client side, that is the user machine. On-chain where it will be in the blockchain. So all will be work on this SDK, Plutus Haskell SDK, and all this will be executed. So next time whenever we go for the UTXO model, There I told you how the entire operation is working because UTXO is the real model. Okay, this is the concept. What we are discussing this is the complete concept. But whenever we go for any model, we have to know how the UTXO is working and why Cardano is using the EUTX, extended on-spend transaction output. This is the complete programming, this architecture, that part we have to go to discuss in the next class. Okay, any doubt now, till now? Devasi sir, Sohan sir, Abdul sir,
No, sir, not now.
okay sir. Arun sir,
No, sir, as of now.
okay sir. Okay, so let's, you can go through this, okay? On Saturday, we have basic discussion, you can go for the architecture part, the main part, okay? And next class, we will go discuss about the UTXO model. Then I'll share you some details relating to the how to install anything in your system. Only we have to follow the rules and regulations. We have to use like the Linux or in the Mac-OS. Okay, Windows platform is not fully supported. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, President sir.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you to all of you. Good night.